Hi everyone, welcome back. Sorry I'm late. I'm just going to take a second and I'm going to load my comments on my laptop. This will just take me 1 second. I can load my live video. Here we go. Perfect. So tonight we're going to do something super fun, and I'm super excited about this. Hi Laura, thanks for joining. So I want to introduce the Gelli plate. So here's mine, and mine's sitting on my glass media mat, and it comes in a little thing like this, where this is where I store it. So that's not something you want to throw out. And mine is by the company called Gell Press. I cannot recommend this one enough. This one here will work for all the different techniques that I'm about to show you. Tonight we're going to be doing something really fun. And I think the best way to start out demoing the Gelli plate is by showing you guys how to do image transfers and showing you guys how to do monoprinting. So it's a lot of fun, and there's 3 different techniques I'm going to show tonight because there's 3 different ways you can do it. And I'll show you my previous results, and I will show you tonight's results as we do each one. So yeah, this is the Gell Press printing plate, and your Gelli plate comes between 2 layers of film. And I cannot recommend that enough. You want to keep these because this will keep your Gelli plate free from any debris, and it's a good way to keep it like moist so you don't have to worry about it drying out. And it's a good way to store it. And everyone recommends too that as soon as you open up your Gelli plate, you take your 2 pieces of plastic and your packaging, and you put them back together in here in the container. And I take this and I put it aside because the last thing you want to do is get paint all over this. So that's just something I wanted to share. Hi Heidi, hi Natalie, hi Trisha, hi Tammy. Thanks for joining me everyone. I can finally see my comments tonight. I set up my laptop. So this is it guys. This is our Gelli plate. And mine's Gell Press brand, and as you guys can see I'm completely covered in paint. I've been playing with this non-stop for the last couple of days. Actually it's probably been a week now. My husband bought this for me for Christmas. So it's super fun. And the first thing I want to show you guys is how to do a image transfer using a magazine ad. And for this, I find the ones like this, guys, it has to be super glossy. And it has, these are all, if you guys can see that, these are all of them, literally, well, most of them are perfume samples. So they're that nice thick, magazine page that's super glossy, because that's what you're looking for. And I find too, guys, the best images that transfer are the ones that are black and white images. Hi Jill, thanks for joining us. So I wanted to share that. So the first thing that we're going to do, so I'm just going to put these ones all aside, because these are just some of the ones I've been working from, and I just had them kind of kicking around at my desk, some of my images. So I've already pre-picked my image, and I'm just going to put that aside. So I will go ahead and put that aside. Here we go. I can show these after of what we're doing here. So for this one here, you're going to want to, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your Gelli plate and always start with your dark color first. So we're going to lay our black acrylic paint, and you don't want to completely like have it super thick on your mat either. You just want like a nice thin coat. So I will show you, and we will grab our brayer. And I have several different sizes. I have a medium sized one, a small one, and a large one. So for this, I'm just going to use like the medium sized one. I need that other phone for a timer, so I'm just going to put that aside. I borrowed my husband's phone so I'd have it for a timer. So what you're going to want to do, your first layer needs to be a dark color, and I like black, because this is what the color of your image is going to be. So I'm going to get it nice, even, whoops, see, it's a little thick. There we go. I have paper towels, that's okay. So if I'm too thick, I can always, yeah. So you want a nice, even coat all the way across your jelly plate. And I like to start with black for mono printing like this one. And I will show you guys. So we don't want it too thick and we don't want it too thin. And beside me, I have paper towels so I can take off any excess paint without making a huge mess. And you just brayer it. Here we go. I just want to make sure we're all nice and thin and evenly coated, and I'm not going too crazy with the thickness, because this matters on your top layer, like your bottom layer. So our first layer is something really dark or something black. All right, and I think we're good. Then, as I mentioned, the best images, so this is the one I just did to do this one. So that's this one here, guys. So I'm going to do the one on the back. I find this method best with something that's in black and white. So then we're going to take our image and we're going to put it onto the jelly plate, like so. And we're going to take our hand and we're just going to smooth it out, right like that. I got paint on me, which is okay. And we're going to smooth it out. And I'm putting like, not heavy pressure, but just a nice pressure, because what we want it to do is to suck up all that ink. And I find that the black and white images on a glossy, thick magazine page, they work the best. I've tried all kinds of stuff. I've been demoing this for literally, like, I've been practicing for about a week. National Geographics do not work. I find the best ones to be the fashion magazines and the black and white images. You get the best results with them. So here we go. Moment of truth. And we peel the whole thing up. And I even have the part of the perfume bottle. And it's really interesting because it's not going to give you like a perfect transfer. So it's very much like a mixed media piece. So that's what we have. And now this one here is garbage because I've used both sides. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that somewhere where I'm not going to get paint everywhere. Perfect. And I'm just going to leave this for a second. And then, so I'm going to roll off the black. We are going to go over top with a lighter color. And you can use any paint. The more fluid your paint, the better this technique is. So I'm just using dollar store paint, guys. So don't feel like you have to run out and buy like super expensive paints, because for this method, like for the jelly plate, you don't need it. Dollar store paint works just as well as any of the others, I find, as long as it's a nice fluid paint and you get a nice even coat. So that's what I'm doing, putting on a nice even coat of a lighter color over top. So I chose blue for this one to kind of have continuity with the other one. Here we go. And we're putting on our paint. And you can transfer onto just about anything. I could come in with a music sheet. I could come in with a book page. I could come in with an envelope. I could come in with just about anything. But for demo purposes, I'm just going to come in with a regular piece of cardstock. Nothing fancy. Just my normal 65-pound cardstock that I work with all the time. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to lay that flat. And then we're going to, again, just give it nice, even pressure along the whole entire thing. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining. Lori Nichols, Lori Falk, thanks for joining me. Hi, Trish. This is just super fun, and it's super fun way to play with your magazine images and your paint and add that little something to your work. There we go, and that should be about good. I just like to give that a really good rub so I know that it's all transferred. So just rub across the whole entire thing. Don't mind me, guys, I'm completely covered in paint. And if you have this by the side too, it's not that messy and it's not that bad. So if you guys can see that. It's where I keep the brayer and the mess. Well, try to. Alrighty, now we're gonna lift our image. And if you guys can see, that is really cool. I have all of the detail of her eyes, her eyebrows, her lips, and her perfume bottle in her hands. So results are going to vary. And if you can see, it's the same woman, it's Beyonce, on both of them. And I've gotten two very different results using the exact same product. So I just wanted to show you guys how really cool this is. I could take a tag and make her face. I could cut out the hands and the perfume bottle for another image. I could just keep it the way it is. Same with this one. I've gotten more detail here with her lips and her teeth and her eyes and her eyebrows. And up here there's detail too. I've got her eyebrows, her eyes, you can see clearly. I got lots of smudging going on there. Anywhere where you have this smudging, it's just that's the plate's way of telling you you've got too much paint there, which is fine. So you're going to get different results as you go, and some are not always going to come out perfect, guys. So for me, and Tammy and the girls have been playing too with their jelly plates, and we've been shooting ideas back and forth and sharing our results, and it's been so much fun. And mine and Tammy's ratio is about a 1 in 3. So for every 3 that you do, 1's going to turn out and 2 are going to be horrendous. So that's kind of our, you know. And where was the other one? Okay, so here's a perfect example. Here's one that I did earlier with the same method and a totally different ad. And as you guys can see, it's a mess. It's a blob. The image was in full color, and it just didn't come out and turn out like anything. But that's fine. So I still have this really interesting looking background. So I'm not going to scrap this. It just, my image didn't transfer. It's a blob because it wasn't a black and white image. It was a full colored and a light colored image with like a lot of pinks and white, and it was in full color. So even for this, I would cut this up, make it into tags. You could do just about anything. So I'm still going to hang on to this and use it for something else, but a totally different result from these two. I'm very happy with these. So I wanted to share that. So that's one method of using your jelly plate, doing transfers from glossy magazines. And again, you're going to get the best results from images that are in black and white. So I'm super happy with those, and I'm going to put those aside. So that's the first method I wanted to share with you. And the same thing, I'm going to come in with a baby wipe, and I'm going to clean this up. So as long as your paint is wet, as long as your paint's wet, it is going to literally come right off of your jelly plate. Oh, I'm going to close my paint lids. There we go. And I've got some underneath here because I made a mess. And that's okay. And the paint comes off really easily when it's wet. But if your paint doesn't come off and it's dried on, that's not a problem either, guys, because there's techniques and things, and I'm going to get into that a little later, because there's so many different things that you can do with a jelly plate. And I'm literally going to go live 2 days a week from now till the end of the month and show you all kinds of different stuff that you can use with your jelly plates. And I want to demo some more mixed media techniques. So we're going to be doing that from now until the end of the month. So I've decided for January, let's take a break from doing journals and let's play with some mixed media stuff. And as you guys know, I've already mentioned, this month is our mixed media month, and I want you guys to try all this stuff that I show. And it doesn't matter if you have a Gelli plate or not. You guys can use any of my techniques that are posted in the videos. You guys can use any of my techniques using Tim Holtz products. You can pull out your watercolor paints, your acrylic paint. This is about just, you know, pulling out your products and having fun. And I want everyone to post a group using the hashtag Tearing Into January, because my friend Edwin Koger has donated us a tear ruler. So I'm going to have everyone create and post with that hashtag their mixed media results. And we're going to do a giveaway at the end of the month, and someone's going to win his ruler. So it's super fun. And then he's going to send it to our winner. And then we're going to do a swap, and we're going to swap 2 5x7 mixed media pieces. And you can, we'll have a parameter set up for that soon. There we go. So I want to make sure that my plate's dry. And now for the next technique. So this is going to require me to move, guys. So I'm now going to show you, and this, we don't use paint yet. So for this technique here, I'm going to show you how to transfer an image from a inkjet black and white printout on regular copy paper from your printer. We're going to transfer it onto the Gelli plate, and then we're going to transfer it from the Gelli plate onto a sheet of copy paper. So the one that I have here is the example. I have this one. And this is kind of like ghost printing. So if you guys can see, there's a black and white photograph here. And then there is the image transfer of her here. And you can just faintly see all of her details, her eyes, her nose, her lips, her eyebrows, her hair, even her necklace, her shoulder line of her dress. You can see some of the details of her dress, and then at the bottom here you can see her hands and her book and the surface of where she's sitting at. So you can see all of that detail in this picture. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that right now. And this is just a printout from your inkjet printer. So I have a different image, so we can do something a little different. And I'm going to photocopy it in black and white and print it out in front of me right now. You cannot, black and white, one-sided, copy. All right, you cannot have something pre-printed. It literally has to go to, for these two methods I'm about to show you, it has to literally go from your printer to your Gelli plate immediately. So here we go. I have this picture here of this vintage girl, and we're going right onto the Gelli plate. Now, I'm on the Gelli plate. I'm going to take a phone. This is my husband's phone. And I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. And it's important. Timer, yeah, 10 minutes. Okay, start. Okay, so we're on a timer for 10 minutes. So you guys can kind of see that. I can leave that right here. And then what we're going to want to do is just keep rubbing our image. Back and forth, back and forth. This is a little time consuming, but you need that full 10 minutes for your image to actually suck into the Gelli plate. Because that's what the Gelli plate does, guys. It sucks the ink from your image right into the plate. And this is really incredible. I'm going to show you guys. So, yeah. we're going to go ahead and do this. And I'm just giving, you know, really good pressure. Back and forth. And it has to be a black and white image. This will not work with a full color image. That we're going to do next, and I will show you. Oh no, sorry Lori, I'm okay on my end. I've got my laptop up. Hi Mona, thanks for joining. Hi Sheila. So this one takes 10 minutes for our ink to suck into our jelly plate. And I just keep rubbing back and forth. And we're down to 8 minutes and 18 seconds. I've been so super excited to show you guys some of these techniques. And it's just so fun. I know I've got lag really bad. I can see that on the laptop. There we go. Just want to make sure that we're nice and even. Applying a good even amount of pressure. And not too hard. I'm just, you know, I'm rubbing this a little heavy-handed. Absolutely, Laura. So my brand is the Gell Press. Here's the brand. Gell Press. They come in all sorts of different sizes and different brands. And this one here is like on the, it's not the entry level, but it's not the high end either. There's one that's a little bit more, quite a bit more expensive than this. And then this, and then there's this one. And then there's other brands that are a little bit cheaper. So this one here, I cannot recommend enough. My husband bought it for me from Amazon. You can order this from Cassandra. You can order this from Amazon. You can probably pick this up, I'm not sure, but probably at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And I do know that Michael's carries them. But I don't have Hobby Lobby in Canada. I just know that they're like a similar store, so I would imagine that they probably carry it too. But this one here is the Gell Press. The Gell Press gel printing plate. Yeah. So tonight we're just doing image transfers, and then I'm going to show you guys all kinds of fun techniques using the plate. How to create your mixed media backgrounds, all sorts of different ways. So I'm super excited. So this is my new Christmas present. That's my new crafting tool in my craft room that I'm going to be using quite a bit. Hi Karen, how are you, love? Oh, that's incredible, Tammy, about their discount. Thank you for sharing that, love. Absolutely, guys. If you have a recipe for making your own jelly plate, please feel free to add that to group, because I'm not sure about that. So yeah, if you guys have a method for creating your own, absolutely feel free to share that to group. And we got 4 minutes left. So yeah, we just want to make sure that we have a really good transfer. And do not use newspapers, guys. Funny story, that's the first thing I tried, was a newspaper print, and it had a dragon on it. And I thought it would be like, you know, really cool, because he was really cool. Well, he transferred all right to my plate. And it didn't matter what I did, I could not get him off my plate. Yeah, he's on my plate permanently, so he's like my new good luck charm, I guess. He's stuck on there. I tried everything. I tried paint, I tried gel medium, I tried everything, and he is not coming off. So, we're stuck with Mr. Dragon on our plate. So yeah, guys, don't try to use newspaper. There we go. And we're almost done. We have another 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Sorry guys, this is just a lengthy process, but it is coming from a regular copy paper, and I didn't select anything fancy. It is the full ink coming out of the printer, and I did it in black and white, and it takes that full 10 minutes for your picture to completely absorb into the plate. So this is how we transfer a black image, or a black and white image, from copy paper to our Gelli plate. And I didn't use any kind of fancy paper, just my regular hammer mill paper that I use in my printer. And it's matte and flat. It's not gloss paper or anything like that. This is an image transfer. Yes, Karen. Thanks for joining us. I've already showed one that I did, and it's 2. And I will show you quickly again. First thing I demoed was how to use to do a transfer from gloss imaged magazines. And I showed that technique first. And it works best with black and white images opposed to colored ones. And now we're transferring a black and white image that I had printed fresh onto copy paper. And I'm in black and white, and it takes 10 minutes of rubbing firmly and for it to be placed on your Gelli plate for the image to transfer to your plate. And as you guys can see, it's starting to work. I can see that it's soaking up all that ink. And it takes about 10 minutes. And we have another minute and 14 seconds left. And this process, you cannot leave this down too long. You can only not have it down long enough. And I will show you. I'm always doing like a test. And I will show you. We'll do a test once the minute is up. We're on our last minute now. And then the phone will beep. Absolutely, Sheila. Yeah, this will get script on here, and I'm going to show another way to do it too. So this is how to do a black and white image, and I'm going to show you how to do a full color image next. And that is where it's really going to shine, the next method. So this is okay for a photograph that's in black and white, for it to transfer to your plate, and I will show you with the next one to do a full color image. And there we go. Dismiss. And I'm done with the phone. I can put that aside. Alright, and then what I like to do is start at the corner and do a little test. And then I can see how much of my image has transferred to my plate. And there we go. So my image is on the plate. And of course we can reuse this, guys. And this is the great thing about doing this. That just pulled off like the ink from the top layer. So I can still go ahead and I can use this in mixed media, in my art, however I want to do it, in my journal. So, you know, you still have these. And same with this one. This one I did earlier this week. And I showed that one where it looks like this. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So now we want to take a light colored paint. We don't want to take a dark color. And I'm going to take blue. I think it should be beautiful with a blue background. And as you guys might be able to tell, I've got a dragon permanently on my plate. And that is from a newspaper transfer. And that does not work. So that is not something that you want to try. It's just going to embed in your plate. And I tried everything to get it off. I tried paint, I tried gel medium, everything. And it did not come off. There we go. And now, there. That's just my printer shutting off. Going into sleep mode. Alright, now we have our thin layer of paint down. And I'm going to take, you can use copy paper, you can use a book page, you can use envelopes, you can use just about anything. I'm just going to use regular 65-pound cardstock. And then we just come in. And we gently press down. And Gelli plates come in all shapes and sizes too. This one here is the 8x10 size. You can get them in 5x7. You can get them in 12x14. You can get them in, I think, 10x12. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes too. And I just figured for me, my husband had gotten me the 8x10. So it's kind of like a standard size that would be good for like a full sheet of paper for like a journal page. Because that's what I had in mind when I told him that this was what I wanted for Christmas. I know, Tammy, it's been so much fun. I think this has been our best kept secret. Alright, I think we should be good now. Just like to really... And again, guys, some turn out better than others. And it's like a little ghost print. If you guys can see that. I can really see the detail on the cat. So just to compare, her face is super dark, so I've lost like a lot of the, detail from her face. If you guys can see, we don't have a lot of the detail in her face, but we have the absolute detail in her cat. If you guys can see that. Lots of detail from her cat. So it's like a ghost kind of print. And again, I can build on this. So this is interesting because then I can see what her face looks like, and I can do mixed media. I can change it and use the cat. There's so many things that you could do. I could use her face as a tag, and I could, you know, accentuate her face and do all kinds of different stuff. But I mean, it's really neat how you can actually just take a piece of photo paper, and you can make that transfer to give yourself like the perfect perspective of the cat and the the little girl image. And you can do just about anything with this, or you can use it as is. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either, because it's like a ghost print. I haven't tried light gray yet, Laura. I have to pick up some more paint. So right now I'm just kind of playing with what I have. So I've got like, oh, absolutely, Lori. To wash your plate, I just use Dawn dish soap. A little bit of dish soap, I use Dawn. And then I just give it a light scrub, and it comes completely clean. But I find even just using baby wipes to be pretty well good enough. So yep, that's this one. Whoops. And there's one more technique I want to show you guys. So if you guys can see, and then this one here was the one I did earlier. And I had a better result with her. If you guys can see, I got way more detail with her. I used the green paint, and your paints are going to vary too in the colors that you're using. And she's more of a darker image. So with the darker image, I even got a better result. I have all the details of her necklace, her face, her hair, her hands, and even the book on her table. If you guys can, no, it's not a book, I'm not sure what that is. But I got the image of that on her table. Where the white was, it showed up. So super interesting. So it's fun to be able to play with all these different techniques and things. So the next thing I wanted to show you, you can do this next one with a couple of different ways. You can use, and what I have is deli paper. And you can use deli paper, or you can use parchment paper. So what I want to do, and if you guys can see that, and this is where, as I saw the comments earlier, I can't remember who said it, but someone mentioned about transferring the images of words. And that's where this method is going to come in perfectly. Because if you guys can see, my words all transferred pretty much perfectly across there, where I had that at the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of cardstock. Right here. And we're going to take a piece of deli paper, like this. And I'm just going to give it a good crease, because this one here came out of my box. So as long as it's kind of right across like that, and it doesn't matter that I have that crease in the middle. And you've got a shiny side and a matte side. I want the shiny side up, so that this is not actually absorbing any of my ink from my inkjet printer. I also seen a lady do this with Yupo paper, but I don't have any Yupo. And I'm going to, well, you know what? If anyone's interested, there is a technique of how to do this with a laser printer. I just don't have a laser printer. I have the inkjet printer. So I was interested to know the inkjet techniques. And I know Kristen has one. So if Kristen's interested, I can share it with her. And maybe she can do a demo for you guys with her laser printer. Because there's a way to do this same monoprinting with your laser printer as well. So now I just want to come over here for a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. And I'm going to line up my paper on one side. And make sure too, before you stick this through your inkjet printer, like I have an Incotank. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make certain that you know how your printer prints. And you find that out by going into your paper slot, taking a piece of paper or cardstock that's in there, And before you print, take a pencil or a pen and put a dot in the right-hand corner at the bottom, and then see where that comes out of your printer when you print out your sheet of paper. And my printer, I'll explain it in a second. So anyone using the same printer as me, I have the EcoTank, Epson EcoTank ET4760, and mine prints like this. So when I put it in like this and I put the little dot at the bottom, it's taking my paper and feeding it through here. So essentially that dot is going to end up on the opposite side of my page on the left hand side. So what I want to do then is make sure that when I put this into my printer, it's going into this side. So I'm just going to take a second. I'm going to load this into my paper tray. I'm going to go over to my printer. I'm going to print a full color image, and it's going to come out onto our Gelli page, like our Gelli paper or our parchment paper, and it will absolutely, you can use Yupo paper. And with that one, that's a different method. So with the Yupo paper, you would print it onto the Yupo. You can only use that in an inkjet because it's plastic. You cannot use that in a laser printer. You can print on your Yupo, but then you put it flat down onto your Gelli plate, and you don't put any paint or nothing. You do the same kind of method for about 5 or 6 minutes. Not 10 minutes, but about 5 or 6 minutes, face down onto the plate, and you can literally transfer it right from the plate onto another piece of paper, and it will just literally come right off when you use Yupo. So, yeah. I bought my Gelli papers on Amazon. Do you want? I can show you guys my box. Wasn't bad. I think it was $16.99, and I wasn't expecting it to be this great big huge box either. And it is fairly large. So this is mine. Eco Pack by Marcel or Mercal Gelli papers. And with this one, they're 500 sheets of 10 inches by 10 3/4. So I bought these from Amazon. And I'm going to show you guys a couple different ways to use these. So this one here is just for monoprinting. So this is me sticking it through my inkjet printer. And parchment paper will work the same way for the method I'm doing tonight. So I just wanted to share that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this face down into my printer tray. Oh, and actually, you know what? I think I'm going to just reinforce it right here, because I don't want this catching in my printer. Yeah. Right like that. And right like this. So I'm going to open up the printer tray. It's going in face down. Yep, we're good to go. Coming over to my laptop. I'm going to close my screen for a second. Minimize it. And I'm just going to quickly print something. There we go. And I'm printing a full color image. Full page. There we go. And there's my video. There. Okay, so I'm just waiting for that to print. here it is here. And I always get these weird lines on the side, and I'm not sure why. And it tends to smudge a bit because it's copying, it's printing it on that kind of paper. So again, I'm going to go right ahead and put it flat down like that on the Gelli plate. And this is for doing a full color image. Because the other method of the copy paper, it won't work for a full color image. It only works for black and white images. So this is how to do this one. Sorry, guys. And my tape's coming up, which is okay. So I did some seed packets. So this is like a combination of a full colored image and also a bunch of words on here. So it just kind of gives us a little bit of a variety. I read that a musical interlude. And I was just thinking, well, everybody's probably not going to like my choice of music. I listen to a lot of international music in different languages, so it's super fun. I could craft to it all day long. But, yeah, not everybody loves that. There we go. And this one here shouldn't take as long. No, see, we just want to make sure that we have a great transfer. And if you guys can see that, that looks fabulous. And the lady that did this showed it transferring right to the paper like this. But I haven't been able to get success with that. So again, just keep playing with different things that you print, because maybe one of these days it'll be successful. And if it's not, we just use some paint to lift it. So that's okay. So either this is gonna work or we gotta use a little paint. And either way, it's all good. But that does look fantastic on there. It's either going to transfer or it's not. So it's like, drum roll, moment of truth. There we go. I cannot recommend this enough. It's like relaxing and it's super fun. And it's just a great way when you have some time just to play around and see nothing. That's okay. So just means we need a little bit of paint to pull it. So, and this is very, and you know what? I'm thinking, just to be different, I guess. It's probably way too much, and that's okay. Yeah, let's use all three colors. Because you don't have to stick to one solid color. You just want to use something light. So, there we go. I've got green and I've got blue. Alright, there we go. I'm going to roll that out here, and I'm going to get right into the blue, and then the green. There we go. I'm just trying to get rid of the brayer marks on here. There we go. Right like that. And then I can just come in with the same sheet of paper. So see, that's not even working for me yet. Because the lady that demos it where it just comes right off onto your paper. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm using a brand new plate and I haven't played with paint on it too much. It might be just the fact that I need to break my plate in. I'm not sure. Because her Gelli plate was well used. And mine's also a week out of the box. And this is just the start of what I've been doing. So I think maybe as time goes on, maybe that'll be something else we can come back to. But if all else fails and it's not coming off your plate, just add a little bit of paint. And then it'll come right off. I think it might just be the fact that I haven't broken the blade in yet. And there we go. Super fun. And then, yeah, I just pull up the corner to test it. Yeah, could come a little bit more. And then if it's not enough, you just keep going back over it. And I'm super happy with this result. This one turned out really beautiful. You can make tags out of it. Yeah, it's sort of a mixed media piece. You could do just about anything. That is wonderful. If you guys can see that. So here we go. Straw flowers. And you don't have to worry because it doesn't matter. And when you do the monoprinting, if you guys can see, all your wording is all the right way. It doesn't come out backwards and it doesn't come out anything, so you don't have to worry about mirroring it or flipping things or doing anything like that. When you do the monoprinting, it just literally comes right out. So I'm super happy with that. And it comes out like little black and white images, and then you have all the detail from where you did the paint to do that. So I'm super happy with that. Super cute. And I can even see all the detail here of the daisies right in there. And then the flowers. Sorry guys, so you can see. Super fun. So I wanted to share these techniques with everyone. So that's 3 ways of using your Gelli plate. Sorry guys, I'm not sure what happened there. See, I just wanted to come live and I wanted to share with you guys this technique of doing monoprinting with your Gelli plate. And I'll be back on Friday and we will continue our mixed media month. Yeah, I froze. I'm not sure. I had to go back. That's okay. I fixed it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. That was a lot of fun. And I'll be back on Friday with more Gelli plate tutorials. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.